Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Did Paul Heyman secretly recruit Bronson Reed to solo Sikoa's Bloodline? The clues are there. During the latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown, the original Bloodline got into a brawl with the Bloodline. Initially, Roman Reigns' OG stable seemed to have the upper hand in the ring. However, the tables quickly turned after Bronson Reed showed up and launched an attack on Roman Reigns, revealing himself as the fifth and final member of the Bloodline for War Games. Amid this, fans have been suggesting their theories about how solo Sikoa could have convinced Big Bronson Reed to join them for the War Games match. However, an old interview clip of Reed has gone viral on social media, which suggests that Paul Heyman might have secretly recruited the Aussie monster to join Solo's stable. In an interview with Chris Van Vliet earlier this year, Bronson Reed revealed he is now focused on being in the main event. He mentioned that he was closely working with Hunter, Triple H, and, importantly, Paul Heyman. He also praised the Hall of Famer for his extraordinary expertise in professional wrestling and said that Heyman had taught him a lot. After Bronson's attack, Roman Reigns tried reaching out to Paul Heyman. However, he was unable to reach him because his phone was out of service. In a shocking twist, the ECW legend could turn heel on the original tribal chief. While talking to Sam Roberts about his WWE return at Fanatics Fest NYC, Paul Heyman revealed he would return when needed and wants to make a meaningful comeback rather than an irrelevant one. It goes back to saying winning and losing matters, and by orders of the tribal chief, when I come back to television, if I come back when I do, that moment is going to set up a year's worth of storylines. I will come back when it's relevant for me to come back when I needed to come back, when I can add to Roman Reigns and not just ride his coattails and hang off his glory, Paul Heyman said. It will be interesting to find out what plans the Wiseman, Paul Heyman, has in store, and why his phone number was out of service. In the world of professional wrestling, few figures are as synonymous with intrigue and manipulation as Paul Heyman. The special counsel to Roman Reigns, Heyman has always been a master of the game, pulling strings behind the scenes to craft narratives, build factions, and turn his allies into world beaters. And in recent months, there has been a growing theory swirling around the WWE universe. Did Paul Heyman secretly recruit Bronson Reed to join Solo Sikoa's faction within the Bloodline? At first glance, this might seem like a stretch, but when we dig deeper, there are several clues that suggest this could be part of a grander plan. The rise of Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline's internal struggles. To understand the potential link between Bronson Reed and Solo Sikoa, we need to look at the bigger picture. Solo Sikoa, the younger brother of the Usos, has been a key member of the Bloodline since his debut at Clash at the Castle in 2022. His presence has added an unpredictable edge to Roman Reigns' faction, as Solo's aggressive, no-nonsense style has quickly won over the fans and placed him as one of the rising stars in WWE. However, with success comes tension. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion and the undisputed leader of the Bloodline, has had his fair share of friction with the Usos. As we know, Jimmy and Jey Uso have had their own issues with Reigns, including Jey's temporary rebellion and Jimmy's more recent defiance. This fractured dynamic within the Bloodline opened the door for new alliances to form, and that's where Solo Sikoa's role becomes intriguing. Sikoa, while loyal to Roman, has been positioned as the enforcer, the muscle of the faction, a role not typically associated with the family's more charismatic members. Enter Paul Heyman. The Wiseman has been a guiding force in Roman's reign as champion, but he's also known for making alliances with people who can further his own interests. The idea that Heyman would have an eye on recruiting new talent to secure the future of the Bloodline and ensure its dominance for years to come is hardly far-fetched. Meanwhile, another force has been making waves in WWE, Bronson Reed, the Australian powerhouse who had a brief stint in WWE NXT, returned to the main roster in 2023 and quickly asserted himself as a formidable force in the ring. His hard-hitting, dominant style has earned him comparisons to legends like Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow. Reed's aggressive, no-nonsense approach mirrors Solo Sikoa's own brand of destruction, which could make him an ideal addition to the faction. From the moment Reed returned, there were signs that he could be more than just a solo act. His interactions with WWE's top stars and his tendency to align himself with some of the more underhanded tactics left many wondering if there was more to his intentions. Reed's arrival and his subsequent push have led to speculation that Heyman saw potential in him, just as he saw potential in Solo Sikoa. Let's break down some of the key moments and clues that suggest Paul Heyman could have quietly recruited Bronson Reed to join Solo Sikoa's faction in the Bloodline. Both Bronson Reed and Solo Sikoa are built in the same mold, hard-hitting, no-nonsense, and extremely physical. They both come across as men who prefer to dominate their opponents with sheer force, rather than relying on finesse or charisma. This shared attitude is a key indicator of why Heyman might have seen the synergy between the two men. While Roman Reigns is the cerebral leader and the Usos are the more dynamic performers, Solo and Reed both offer a brute force that could complement each other in a faction that thrives on violence and domination. Paul Heyman is the master of planting seeds. He has always been able to manipulate situations and wrestlers to benefit himself and his clients. Take, for example, the way he slowly molded Solo Sikoa into the enforcer of the Bloodline, or how he worked behind the scenes to orchestrate the rise of Brock Lesnar and CM Punk. Could it be that Heyman saw the potential in Bronson Reed early on, and has been subtly shaping him into the perfect partner for Solo? Their pairing makes sense, and Heyman's influence over both men could explain why they seem to be drawn together, even if it's not explicitly stated on television. Over the past year, there have been moments where Heyman's role as the wise man seemed to expand beyond just Roman Reigns. He's been seen helping other members of the Bloodline, such as guiding Jimmy Uso or manipulating G's emotions. But Heyman's mind never stops working, and it's possible that he sees Reed as a way to strengthen the faction's hold on WWE. Whether it's through subtle gestures, words of advice, or behind-the-scenes manipulation, Heyman has a history of recruiting individuals into his fold when he believes they'll serve a larger purpose. The Bloodline is rooted in family, but not all families are created equal. Solo Sikoa and the Usos have a deeper connection, but Reed, although not a member of the Anoa'i family, could easily be adopted into the fold through Heyman's machinations. Heyman is no stranger to manipulating family dynamics to his advantage. If Reed is seen as the enforcer that can protect the family legacy, much like Sikoa has been positioned, he could easily become an unofficial member of the Bloodline. This type of relationship, where family isn't necessarily by blood, but by business, is right up Heyman's alley. On WWE programming, there have been moments where Reed and Sikoa have crossed paths, particularly in backstage segments. While these moments haven't been overtly significant, they carry weight in the context of WWE storytelling. They may seem like casual encounters, but in the world of wrestling, these seemingly insignificant moments often lay the groundwork for future storylines. There's a strong chance that these exchanges are a subtle hint at a future alliance orchestrated by Paul Heyman, who understands the power of unity between two dominant forces like Reed and Sikoa. With the Usos fractured and Roman Reigns holding an increasingly tenuous grip on the Universal title, the Bloodline might need fresh blood, pun intended, to regain its dominance. Bronson Reed and Solo Sikoa could be the perfect duo to help carry the Bloodline forward. While Roman Reigns' reign at the top seems secure for now, the need to build new alliances, even within the faction, is crucial to maintaining power. Paul Heyman's ability to see beyond the present moment and into the future makes him the perfect mastermind behind this potential move. Just as he played a pivotal role in elevating stars like Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and even Roman Reigns, Heyman's fingerprints are all over the subtle development of a new powerhouse in WWE. Whether or not this theory proves true in the coming months, one thing is certain. Heyman's influence, like a spider weaving a web, will always be felt, especially when it comes to building alliances that will shape the future of WWE. In conclusion, while there's no direct confirmation that Paul Heyman has recruited Bronson Reed into Solo Sikoa's faction within the Bloodline, the clues are there. Their shared style, Heyman's manipulation, and the possibilities of what these two men could achieve together all.